promoter, and then I added foundation. I'm like, oh my gosh, no.
Hooked me up one summer night. I was flying sky high. You would always.
Hi, welcome back to 52 Weeks of Beauty. I'm Christy, and today I'm doing the video I have been talking about on Facebook and Instagram lately. It's the Ask Me Anything video. So it's been a while since I've done, consistent videos, and I've been going through a lot of stuff aside from all of this world. A lot of things that it's been a really rough ride, to be honest with you. But I'm trying to come out of that and really get back into this, because this is like my happy place for real, and you guys know that. But anyway, I put a post out that I asked on Instagram and Facebook, and I just said, ask me any question regarding hair extension business, the nail business, anything personal, anything about the products, anything at all that you have. And there were a lot of questions, and there's some I won't get to in this video, but I did put together a little list, and I put a lot of the same questions kind of together because I saw a lot of the same things. So I narrowed it down to maybe, I think we have 5 sections. I'm going to try and go pretty quick, and if you guys want to hear more in detail about any of these things, absolutely leave me a comment below, or if I didn't answer a question that you would like to know the answer to, then definitely leave that in a comment below too, and I would love to do a follow-up video if it's necessary. So I think we'll just dive right in, and the first major section that I got a bunch of questions was regarding the nail business. Many of you were asking who inspired me, what was my first nail polish ever, how long have I been in business? How did I come up with the business name? How do I keep the quality up? That's a sweet question. How long ago? Things like that. So I think we'll just start with like maybe let's do my first nail polish ever. Or she had said like what was the first one you purchased, but I don't remember that. I know that I had a bunch, so I was young, like maybe 6, 7. But I remember being in my room, and I had this really old briefcase. I mean, like a briefcase from like 1950. I don't know where I got it, but it was like it was pretty. It was like a cream colored. It was hard. It was like this big, and I would just like open it up. It's like, it looked like luggage almost, because you open it up, it's like a suitcase, and I would store all my polishes in there, and then I would close it back up. It had these metal locks on it, and I would push it under my bed. Strange, right? Like, who keeps their nail polishes in like a briefcase? But I feel like when I think about that, it makes me like laugh a little bit, because I'm like, was that to like foreshadow the future in just a little bit, like in a strange way, that I'm going to be in the nail business, or am I just like reading into that? But anyway, so that would be my first nail polish, I guess, experience. And who inspired me to do a nail business or, hair extension business too, which the hair one I've had much longer. But for the nail business, I would say, oh man, I would say it'd have to be my brother and my dad. My dad had mentioned something to me when I was really young. He said, don't ever rely on a guy for money. And I was like, what does that mean? And I was like, what do you mean? And so, he just was really big about making sure that I made my own money, and I had my own business, or just worked really hard on my own, independent of somebody else, which, looking back, I think is like a really great piece of advice for everybody. And it's really stuck with me. And the other thing is my brother, very successful, and he's younger. He's like 5.5 years younger, so that makes me crazy. And he's been so like, I don't know what it is. It's like anything he touches turns to gold. But I look at it like that. I'm like, really? You just want to start this business, and now this business is successful, and now you want to do this, and now this is successful? And I don't get to see like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, but I did, spend a weekend with him at one point, and he is like up all hours of the night. He dives in, he teaches himself everything. Like, he doesn't let like anything stop him from learning what he wants to learn. So I think that, that inspires me to like, if there's something I don't know, it's out there to go find the answer to. So, there's a million YouTube videos, there's a million books and podcasts and webinars and, courses that you can buy online. And so I think that, he would be a huge inspiration to me, and just kind of that, like, you can do it yourself. You don't need to have like, I'm not the smartest cookie in the bunch, like for sure I'm not. I think my brother is, but I didn't get that gene. So I feel like I have to work extra hard at it, but maybe I don't, you know, maybe I just don't see everything behind the scenes that he does, but I know he works really hard too. And anyway, so that is like who inspired me. So I came up with this business, how do I even say it? It's kind of like on the tails of the hair extension business, which is still going on. So it's kind of a messy explanation. I'm gonna see if I can try to narrow it down. I would say it was 2014, so about a little over 3 years ago now, that I walked into a nail salon. You guys know this story, I'm sure, but in case you don't, I'll just repeat it shortly. But I walked into a nail salon. It was local. It's like really close to where I live now. And they had all of this, like, oh, the girl who sat me down, she's like, had the most, like the cutest nails. And I was like, what color is that? And she pointed to the wall, and I'm sure you've seen that video, but all the Easy Dip jars. And I'm like, what's that? She's like, it's dip powder. And I'm like, what's dip powder? And so anyway, we did the dip powder manicure. I did P51, has a special place in my heart still. And it's such like a beautiful like Barbie pink, and I really liked it. I had a great time, and it was like so fun. I Instagrammed a picture. It's like new on Instagram. I was like about 3 years ago. It was kind of towards the beginning. And then over the next 6 months, I started seeing people share it. And I was like, why are they sharing this picture? That was like 6 months ago. And it started to kind of get momentum. And I was like, you know what? This is actually a really fun product. Like, it's really fun to dip your nails in powder, and it's unique, and there's not a lot of like information about it out there. So I just walked in and I said, so can I sell your product? Like, I want to sell your product online. And I had been selling a lot of products online, not just hair extensions, but I took all these courses on, you know, a million things to sell online. Trust me, we could talk for hours about all of this. But anyway, so I had a lot of experience kind of like selling online, and I was like, I want to sell your product online. Anyway, I was also doing YouTube videos at the time, and I did a YouTube video on it. Anyway, you see how the ball got rolling with that whole thing, and I started selling Easy Dip. And then it was last April, I think, around last April 2016, that a lot of my Easy Dip customers were like going to the craft store to buy glitter to mix it into the powders, and then they would do the nails. They were so glittery and gorgeous, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that is so pretty. And then I was like, I want to like sell the glitter. I don't want you guys to have to go to a craft store. I want to sell the glitter that's like meant for, you know, nail polish and dip powder and all of that stuff. So I started really looking into all of that, and that's when Luxe Glitter came out, and that was like really fun, and I wanted a brand name for that product. You guys were all like so helpful in helping me with that. If you remember, it was like Oceans of Beauty Glimmer Dust or Sparkle & Co. Luxe Glitter. Like, we just couldn't like get there, and it was the answers were so like divided, and I don't know, Sparkle & Co. just stuck with me. I was like, I love that name. I don't know, to me it's just like Sparkle & Co. It just felt like powerful, and it felt like sparkly, but the logo was very simple and classic, and I wanted that. I like that kind of irony, that it's like a very like, you know, kind of a luxury feel, but then the sparkly and fun aspect too. So that's kind of how, you know, I got really into that name. I could talk about how I found that name and all of that like in a different video if you guys really want to know all the details. But anyway, so I did the name. Sparkle & Co. Luxe Glitter was the first product, and then not even like a few weeks after all of that, the Luxe Glitter launched, I got a Facebook message from a girl that said, do you have chrome powder? And then my life changed forever. I was like, what's chrome powder? And she's like, well, and so she sent me Candy Johnson's video, which I'm sure you guys have seen a million times by now. And I was like, that is like the coolest thing in the world. And I think she just found me on Facebook because we have dip powder. She heard chrome powder and kind of put two and two together. Was like, well, maybe this powder company has it. Anyway, that girl, I have thanked her a million times. I've sent her so many free products. If you're watching this, thank you so much. As my business grew and everything, I was just so thankful to her. And I mean, to so many of you too, but I'm saying the chrome thing was like, that was nuts. Like my biggest seller ever, like hands down, like over anything. I mean, last summer and all last winter and through holiday, even through February, I mean, it was just like silver chrome was like all over my house, all over me. I had one girl helping me package this up. This is like my favorite story. I had one girl helping me package it up, and she left that day and she went to Victoria's Secret to just go shopping. She was at the little counter checking out, and the girl's like, I love your body glitter. And she like texts me after, she's like, I don't have body glitter. I mean, I do, but you know, thanks to you. So I thought it was like so funny because that chrome gets all over everything. But anyway, so chrome was insane. My Easy Dip customers, I feel like, you know, I didn't want to get into the whole gel world because Easy Dip was so big on, you know, no lamps, no this, no that, you know, but it still has that like lasting power. So I was like, I don't want to sell gel. But then I was forced to sell gel because of dip powder or chrome powder. So, but I'm so thankful that that happened because it started out where I just was going to sell the no wipe top coat because that's what's necessary. But then I didn't have the black gel that went underneath. So I'm like, well, now I need the black gel. And then I didn't have like, you know, pinks to do rose gold, and I didn't have white to do, you know, and then hollow came out. So I didn't have purple and teal. So I mean, all that stuff just kind of just went crazy. And I know you guys know that it's been a crazy year of like product after product after product, but it just was in this crazy momentum and it was so much fun. And I don't think I slept, but I was going through all those personal struggles. Infertility is one of them, and thyroid and all this stuff. So putting my whole heart and soul into this business and to you guys, don't cry. It really was my happy place, and it still is. You're not supposed to cry, but your happy place. Okay, but these are, you know, it's like happy tears. Anyway, so that's, you know, I went into that like full force, and let's see if there's anything else that I need to say about that now. I think that might wrap that section up. I mean, we could talk about this. I'm telling you, I could talk about this forever. I'm sure you can tell. But we need to move on to some of these other questions. But thanks so much for all of those questions that you had regarding everything. I'd say one more thing about the quality. Okay, I didn't answer that. I learned through hair extensions. Hey, hurry, go upstairs, quick.
Where are you?
In the dining room. Go upstairs, you made me so nervous. Quick, close the door.
I'm hungry.
You're gonna have to wait.
Can I sit by you?
I don't think Uber Eats delivers into your bedroom.
I want to sit by you.
No, you can't sit by me. Close the door. I'm so bossy. So I learned how to, you know, test samples a lot with Miss Flirty and hair extensions. And I think how you keep up with the quality for like, I feel like I have two answers with that. I do a lot of testing. Absolutely. It's like clear to me when you have 6 to 12 competing brands or manufacturers and you have samples in front of you. It's so like you can just see like the top 2 and then you compare those 2. I mean, I think it's just a comparison thing and then really just comparing. I will also say this is, you know, you guys know if you've watched my videos for a while, I have terrible hair. I was born with the worst hair on the planet. I mean, I have like, you put in a ponytail, it's like this little, and my husband calls it my sprigs, and I'm like, so embarrassing. But I have the tiniest hair, which I think helps me in like, you know, when I test out certain things, because I'm like, if it can work for me, hopefully it can work with people with normal-ish hair. So same with nails. I have the worst nails. You guys know this. I mean, most of my videos I do tips. Right now I don't have tips. I just have like the glow-in-the-dark dip powder on. But I have the worst nails. I just always have. And I don't know. So I think that helps me too, because I'm like, if this product can work for me, I think it can work with people with normal-ish nails. So that's kind of how I keep up with the quality. And thanks for asking that question, because that was really touching. Okay, so number 2. Oh, this is a good one. I hope this video isn't too long. I probably need to check the camera and make sure that they're still. Okay, so the second question was, what are my fave products? What are my fave colors? What are my favorite combos? Things like that. It was like a bunch of questions regarding that. So my absolute favorite right now is the DP09, which is the Sparkle and Co dip powder, and it's that sweet pink color. I don't know, it's just so pretty and I love it, and I'm obsessed, but you guys know that. I'm just gonna go through my list right here. I love the glow-in-the-dark dip powders. What I'm wearing now, it's what I chose to wear to the Cosmoprof show. I think it's like the colors are so fun, and at night, they glow. So at first they glow, like if you just come in from outside and you go in the dark, they glow to the pink, you know, or whatever. But then in the nighttime, they kind of start to fade into this really pretty white. So it's not like overwhelming. You're not like staring at like hot pink or purple nails all night. It's just like, it's really cool. Except for the green. Now the green stays green and it's like crazy bright. Like you can't sleep with that green glow-in-the-dark dip powder on. I don't care what anybody says. Sorry, I'm just thinking of something funny. So like at night, Pat will like go and like try to grab my hand and he'll cover up one of my nails. And then it freaks me out because I'm like, oh my gosh, that it stopped working on that nail. And he's like, ha ha, and he'll like move his hand. Anyway, he keeps doing it now. It's like this ongoing joke, but I keep falling for it because I'm like, why is that one not glowing? And then it's because his finger's on top of it or his hand's in front of it. Anyway, he's silly. So my next favorites would be, I love the matching dip powder to the nail polish and Resort Couture. We do have more color combos coming out, but right now, like that one was so fun. And I started the Luxe Polish nail polish line because that was a process that took like a year plus. But I did that because a lot of the dip powder customers were like, we don't have matching polish for our toes. So that's kind of the thinking behind that. And I'm hoping to eventually match all of the dip powders in the Sparkle & Co line with nail polish, or at least have a collection. So if you do prefer that matching look, that will be an option for you. My next favorite is Mermaid Glitter in G32. Love that one. That's like so beautiful, and I love it on top of like bright colors, pink, turquoise, purple, all of that. My next favorite is the Luxe Glitters, like G14, G03, which is silver, gold, silver. I love those. I know you guys have seen pictures of me during the holidays, but when you do that rubbing technique that I did the video on with the glitter, oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. It's like pressed tiny little sequins on your nails. It's so blingy but classic. It doesn't look like it's over the top. It looks like that is so pretty, and I get so many compliments when I have my nails done like that. So I love the whole rubbing the glitter into the gel and all that. I did a video on that. Okay, and then my next favorite would be Unicorn Chrome over white gel. 2 coats though, because over 2 coats of Unicorn Chrome over the white gel is like, bam, it's like so pretty. So I also love the Unicorn Chrome over the blue Azure gel, which is 039. It kind of just makes the Unicorn Chrome pick up a little bit of that pink hue. And then with the pink over the blue, it's like, oh my gosh, so pretty. And then my absolute favorite product, and this is just because of necessity and I couldn't live without it, and I know I need to talk about this stuff way more and like do other videos, but it's the peel base. That is incredible, like incredible. And I haven't really like talked about it too much, but I use it like nonstop, especially when I'm testing out dip powder colors for you guys, or I'm testing out color combos, or I'm doing anything like that. I put the peel base on, I let it dry, it dries clear. I'm not talking about the unicorn confetti, that's on the cuticle area, but the peel base is just the pink solid peel base. So I brush that on, I let it dry clear, and I literally put the structure or the base on, and I dip it in the powder and do the whole process. And then I'm like, wow, look how pretty that looks. And then I'm like, okay, well, now I'm gonna take that off and try this next color, or try this next, combo, or try this. And all I do, because you know how the gloss coat can take like 3 minutes to dry, and I don't have that kind of time, even though that's like nothing. So I take like a cotton pad or a tissue or something. I grab the nail like just from the top, because you don't want to touch the gloss coat if it's slightly wet, because I'm sure if you guys have done that, it'll stick on your fingers for a few days. So I take that little cotton pad or tissue, I kind of go like that. I push, tissue works better because you can put your nail kind of like harder into it. And I literally just lift it off. It comes right off. Same with gel. Like if you want to try out a gel color and see how it looks, I mean, the same thing. You don't even need to soak your nails in water and all this extra stuff. This is such a powerful peel base, and I really love it. So it's a great, I mean, it doesn't last, like if you want to do it so you can have an easier removal, I wouldn't say to do that, because I mean, I noticed that if I forget to, like say there's a new product coming out, okay, that you guys know about, the hot pink chrome look. So I had that on my nail the other day as like with the peel base underneath, and I was like, this is so pretty. I just had one nail done. I didn't want to take it off, even though the peel base was underneath. So I was like, I'm just going to leave it. And then by the time I got done a few hours later, sat down, watched TV, there it was, it just wants to fall right off. So it's more just meant, you can get maybe like an hour or two out of it, but it's more meant for just testing and trying. Okay, so that's number 2. That's my favorites of all my products at this point. I feel bad for anybody that's a hair extension follower because I didn't get any questions about that. I do feel that that I did like 3 million videos on hair extensions, so maybe I covered everything. But if you guys have any like burning questions that you still are wondering about tape-ins or clip-ins or anything like that, I absolutely please let me know in the comments below. I'll do a video on that. Okay, so number 3, I did have this question. I thought it was pretty interesting. She said, how did you come up with the regular polish version for the chrome kits and the hollow and all that stuff, the one where you don't need a lamp, the one where you need top pure and seal? So confusing, right? Because it's regular polish, but it's really called top pure and seal. And how I came up with that is I watched a YouTube video on how there's so many like amazing girls on YouTube, and they always are doing hacks or tricks, and so they were all trying to do chrome without needing a lamp. And I saw a common situation or a common theme or whatever, that they were using water-based top coats to do it, but they were having all sorts of issues with it peeling away, or it's not staying, and it's cute, but it kind of worked, but it didn't work. And like, there's so many just videos, and not anybody was happy with the results. And so I was like, okay, hold on a minute, So I was like, I'm going to get a bunch of water-based top coats, and I'm going to test all these out. So I got all of these samples, and that's again exactly what happens. It's like you have comparisons, and you're like, this one's it. Like, this is it. And so I found the best one, because there were some where I'm like, that didn't work at all. Like, how is that a water-based top coat? It's not working. Well, I guess it's maybe just a special higher quality one that works really well. So I love this certain one. I was like, I have to get this one, but now I have to figure out how to make it like totally last, at least like 3 to 5 days. I mean, it doesn't have to be crazy, right? It's regular polish, but how can I make this last, and how can I do this? So I learned, after trial and error for many weeks on, you need 2 coats, and the 2 coats was like, bam, that like helped so much. But there was still a little peeling back, because it kind of shrinks back, because it's a peel base, which kind of has like a, when you peel, it's like that rubbery just comes right off. So it has that kind of like, it likes to shrink back. So you really have to wrap the tips, and then you really have to push the chrome into the tips, and then you have to seal it. So then I found that little seal product that you put around the edges, and then that was like, oh, then that's how that happened. That is such a fun product. I like being able to offer that because there's so many of you influencers that I like love working with on Instagram, and so many I noticed last year were like, I don't have a lamp. I don't do posts on gel, I don't do this. I have a lot of you that love gel too and do, posts on gel and lamps, but there's so many that were like, well, if it didn't require a lamp, I would totally love to review it. And I was like, hold on, I will figure this out and I'll get right back to you. So that's kind of how all that came to be. Anyway, great question. I like the uniqueness of that question. Okay, and then, so let's move on to Easy Dip really quick. I got a question, oh my gosh, this is like the most asked question ever. Like, I have it like memorized, and I think my hands can just type the answer without me even like thinking about it. I know I probably need to put a frequently asked questions thing together, a video about Easy Dip and all of that. But this is the number 1 question is, you guys write me after you've had your gloss coat for so long and you say, it's not working anymore. I have dry patches on my nails, or it dries funky, or it's streaky and it's not as glossy as it used to be and it's not working. So then I'll have you guys say, well, then I put 15 coats of gloss coat on and that didn't work. And then I tried putting, structure and then promoter, and then I added foundation. I'm like, oh my gosh, no. So I'm like, here's what you have to do. And a lot of you guys know the answer to this because you've asked me and I've sent you emails back. But I still got this question as from somebody, so I want to go ahead and answer it here. But if you look, I didn't know this, okay, in the beginning, but if you look at the Easy Dip bottles, okay, so the structure, the promoter, whatever, there is a little symbol on the back. It looks like a jar is kind of opening. I had a customer tell me this because I didn't know this, but it's like a little tiny little jar. It looks like it's opening, and then it has like 3 to 6 months in there. So that means after opening, when does it expire? So it expires in 3 to 6 months. I never knew that. I know he told me the powders never expire, but he didn't really tell me about the liquids. So 3 to 6 months. So here's the deal with that after opening. So there's 2 reasons. Either it's expired if you're getting that problem, or, okay, there's 3 reasons. Or, so, when you wash your hands after you buff and do all this stuff, and then if you have leftover moisture, like you didn't dry your nails like all the way, when you add that promoter and then those 2 gloss coats, that can cause a weird reaction, and then that can happen. Okay, so I tell people to just skip washing your hands. Like, just skip, just dust off the filings as well as you can. You don't need to like wash your hands in that process, and that way you can avoid that if that's the problem. The third one is if it's not in the perfect chemical equation. So like, let's say you put the promoter on, but you let it dry way too long, and then maybe you touched your nails on something. Well, then those 2 gloss coats aren't gonna work. Or maybe you put the 2 gloss coats on too close together. Or maybe you let each coat dry way too long. So here's the exact formula on how I like to do it where it never messes up if it's not expired, okay? So if you try this and it doesn't work, it's expired. Okay, so what I like to do, let's say you get that matte, you know, kind of streaky look, you just buff off the nail, dust the filings off, add promoter, let the promoter dry only 10 seconds. You can see it before your eyes evaporate. So then you're like, okay, it's dry. It takes about 10 seconds. Then you put on a really thin coat of gloss coat, okay, or glossy coat if you're doing the sparkling coat version. So you really thin coat, and then you wait 30 seconds because you need the gloss coat to kind of look like it's drying. Don't wait more than 30 seconds though. I say 30 seconds is perfect. Now, if you're not experiencing this, you can follow the normal instruction card, but I'm saying this is just a way to totally like fix it. So 30 seconds, then you apply that second thin coat of gloss coat, and then just plant yourself for 3 minutes and be like, I'm not moving, I'm not moving, I'm not moving. So if you do that, like that's gonna really, and then you'll be able to be like, okay, whew, it's back. You know, if you go in and you add one more coat or one more, it can't. It has to be promoter, gloss coat, always. It has to be like that. It can't just be the promoter that you did before you washed your hands or before you buffed. It has to be after buffing, promoter, structure, or gloss coat. Has to be, and it has to be in that timed kind of way. So that is the answer for that. I do want to let you know that I have heard, and I've been testing this too for quite a while now, the Sparkle & Co. Glossy Coat and Base Bond, they're slightly thinner consistencies, and they aren't doing that goopy thing that the Easy Dip is. So I think the Easy Dip Gloss Coat and Structure are thicker formulas, so they goop up faster. And anyway, so I've been able to get through like almost all of my Glossy Coat and my Base Bond for Sparkle & Co. version. So, and I've heard others say too that they really like that aspect of it. So, otherwise it's the same. You can interchange everything, you know, with the powders and all of that, with the liquids. They all work together. It's just the formula is just a little bit thinner, so it lasts longer. Okay, the next Easy Dip question is, like so many of you, this is probably my second most asked question, want to do at-home parties. You want to be a consultant. You want to be an affiliate. You want to have like some way to make a commission on this. I mean, I love the idea. I mean, can you guys come over and can we like sit at this table and plan it all out? I do think at-home parties, and I do think like gel, I've heard from so many of you, like gel is so much easier than you guys thought. Like it's so quick and you can do it yourself, and it makes your nails feel like so great still, and so does Easy Dip, you know? So I feel like that would be so fun. Yeah. I'm gonna need your guys' help on that one if that's really gonna happen. Okay, next, let's do, are we done? No. Oh, what new products are coming out? Okay, so at the show, one of my favorite things was, I've always had this craving, like, I'm like, I don't have to do like chrome forever, right? Like we have so many chromes, you know, we have silver and gold and rose gold and pearl and unicorn, and you know, then we have hollow, and then we have hollow flakes, and I mean, there's so many fun things, and I love them all. But I'm like, I mean, how many more chromes could I really want? Like, and we have the multi-chromes, like the Chrome Fantasies. I'm like, how many chromes? And I'm like, you know what I really want though is a hot pink chrome. I'm still like, I can't let it go. I need a hot pink chrome. And so there is, I've tested a ton, you know, but like none of them are like great. But then there was this hot pink chrome at the show, and I was like, what is this? He's like, oh, that's not chrome, but that's a way to do it with gel and chrome. And I'm like, say what? So anyway, I'll tell you guys because it's you guys, and you guys are amazing. But some of you guys might know already. I don't know. But anyway, it's you do the chrome process, right? The whole way. You have the silver on your nails. So before you seal it with that top coat, you would put a hot pink neon jelly, has to be jelly gel, like super see-through hot pink, over it and cure it, and bam, that's the secret. So yeah, we'll be launching that pretty soon. We're gonna have some other colors too. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. That's the one I just kept staring. I was like, I can't take it out of my hand. It's so pretty, but then it peeled away anyway because I had the peel base. But I love that. I thought it was like a brilliant way. We tried other gels too, but it's just too opaque. It has to be that sheer. Okay, so that's one thing we're coming out with. Another thing we're coming out with is temperature change top coat. It's pretty cool. It's really cool actually. So it's clear-ish, right? It looks clear, but then, so say you have like yellow dip powder on, okay? And then you put this temperature change top coat over it. Well, it looks clear when you do it, but then when you get cold or hot, it changes to a different color. So I thought that was fun because then you could put that top coat on top of anything and change it. So we're doing that too. Those are the new things coming out. Definitely more matching dip powders and polish. We're coming out with the fall collection for nail polish too. Already have the 6 colors picked out. It's going to be called the Cozy Collection, and it's really fun. And there's some products or some colors in there that I'm just like obsessed with, but I don't want to rush it because I want to enjoy summer still, and I don't want to get too far ahead of like, you know, things. But I think we're going to be like on a normal pace now. I think we're starting to like level out and be like, okay, that was crazy. That was a nuts year. Now we're going to do product launches like normal companies, like maybe 4 a year, or, you know, unless I can't help myself and then I just keep going crazy. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I am randomly selecting 5 of you who asked questions underneath Instagram, Facebook, and just putting all of those names in one big pile. And I'm going to pick 5, and I'm going to go ahead and list the 5 that were randomly selected on the next screen. So congratulations to you guys. You all win $25 to Oceans of Beauty. So just message me Instagram or Facebook or however you feel, or email, and I will go ahead and send you your code. And we're always doing contests on Facebook and Instagram. We're always having fun. I'm so glad you guys are a part of it. And this journey has just been like so fun and wildly crazy. And I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I'm just going to keep rolling with it and see what happens. I have so many of you to thank for helping me even get to this point. I mean, like, so many of you to thank. I mean, it's like the list is like this long. So you guys know who you are. You guys have like really helped me so much, and I'll never forget any of you guys, and I'm not going to forget you guys because you're still helping me, and I love it. And if you think you can help me and help this company grow, I am for sure open ears and willing to hear you out. It could be under any aspect, you know, so anything that could help the business grow. And I love when you guys are a part of it because you guys are how this all happened anyway. So I think that's everything. I've rambled enough. I'm sure this video is going to be like so embarrassingly long, but it's been a really long time, so I guess that makes sense. So let me know if you have more questions, comments, everything below. I'll be in touch and we will chat more soon. Bye.